Let's talk about miniatures. I've been known to do some role-playing.
Welcome to another episode of Miniature Mashup. Today we got something very special for you, the crawling severed hand. You better be scared of this. We've blown our effects budget for the year.
That's right, talking about crawling claws. What a cool monster, especially if you're a fan of Evil Dead or I guess the Addams Family. In D&D, you got the crawling claw monster. It's a tiny severed hand, undead, crawls around, attacks people, very nasty critter, but there aren't any miniatures for it. Crawling claws are a nice low-level monster. They're something you can pack your crypts with. You might find them in a necromancer's laboratory. They're just a good low-level creep that would be there to confound your party. Of course, when you make these hands, they don't have to be crawling claws. They can also be troll hands. In 5th edition, trolls' limbs, when they get hacked off, they run around and attack you. Of course, there's no miniatures for that. We're gonna remedy that with this episode. Now, you could chop up your hero clicks, but honestly, I don't think it's that cost-effective, and plus, they're really not sculpted that well. This is Black Orchid. She's got one hand that's pretty well defined. It's sort of big. It's part of a power she's using, but honestly, the amount of detail on it isn't particularly good. You'd get one per miniature. You can get her relatively cheap, at least you used to on Miniatures Market. I noticed they're not selling hero clicks anymore. There are some sellers selling bits from Warhammer box sets. This one is a box of ghouls. This is only $8, somewhere in that neighborhood, and that includes shipping. You get about 40 claws, and they are about the right size, and hey, they're even rotted. This is not a bad way to go. Just throw these on some washers, paint them up. There's all the crawling claws you will ever need. You can even sell some off, probably, and make back some of that money. But because this is Miniature Mashup, you know we're going to go a little bit cheaper than that. A few episodes back, I did the Big Monster Bucket review, which of course was not a bucket, but a tube of plastic monsters, and we had within it cemetery crosses marking graves, and out of each one of them came a rotted hand. I didn't care for them, so I chopped all the hands off. I told you I didn't like that as a terrain feature. I could turn these hands into crawling claws. I just glue them onto these pennies, paint them up, boom, I've got 6 or 8. But that would be it. And I want to make more. So I'm actually going to make a 2-part silicone mold using these hands so I can mass produce them with hot glue. So, of course, I'm not showing you how to make the silicone molds. They're all over YouTube. All you have to do is type that in, and you'll find someone else to show you that, show you that, show you that, show you that. But here they are. And I'm gluing them onto the pennies with the E6000. It cements them on there very nicely. Hit them with a gray primer, and then I'm going to paint them with a green mixed with some raw sienna. It makes it a very sickly looking green, and that's our base coat. We're going to let that dry. I'm going to hit that with a dry brush of that same green mixed with lemonade, which is just a very light yellow. We're going to dry brush that on there, and then we're going to add a little brown on the stump and a little bit of that lemonade color where the bone would project. And lastly, we're going to paint some detail in on the base. I'm going to just break that up with some black paint and make it look like bricks. Nice, competent crawling claw. When I go into a dungeon in some foreign land, they're always attacked by something. This time it's severed hands. Attacked by severed hands. Attacked by severed hands. Draw your circle of protection right here in the sand. Then cast, turn undead. Watch out for severed hands. Watch out for severed hands. Watch out for severed hands.